Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Khadijah Show. As always, we have a theme, and today's theme is walk by faith, not by sight. You know, sometimes in life, you just have to take a leap, and you can't see what's going to happen on the other side. Sometimes that may be starting a business, or changing careers, or leaving something that no longer serves you. Taking a risk doesn't always mean instant success. Sometimes things fall apart first, but that's what trusting yourself is all about. I'm really excited for today's guests. They're going to share their stories about when they took a leap of faith and what happened. So let's get into it. I'm so excited to welcome my first guest to the show. If you've been to a Wild game or a Twins game, you've definitely seen him walking around interviewing people, hyping up the crowd as an in-arena host. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's a comedian who put out a special just recently. I'm so excited to welcome Juice Sutton. Welcome to my show, Juice. Yeah, clap, clap, clap.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That was a good intro.
Thank you. Well, you do a lot. You do a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so I always like to ask people, because I've known you for a few years, but I actually don't know what got you started in comedy. So why did you decide to become a comedian?
I think it really just, I was always, I don't want to say always, I don't think I really started getting a funny bone till like 7th, 8th grade, 6th grade.
Oh, late.
Yeah. So it was like, I always was like the class clown guy. And really what I learned to be funny was because like, I don't think I was the most attractive person when I was younger.
Okay.
And I realized that girls like funny guys. Like it's a very easy way to like get girls. And so then I just, watched a lot of Def Comedy Jam and watched Martin and Kevin Hart growing up, and I'm like, oh, I could be funny too. And
you're like, I am gonna get asked to Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen for me.
I might not be the most attractive guy, but I'm gonna make her laugh, and then she'll like me. That was my whole and then like my principal at a young age was like, man, you should get into getting the stand up, and I'm like, oh. I don't know. I was an athlete too, so I was like,
okay.
In my mind, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I'm going to the league.
You're going to the league.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then the older I got, the more I realized, you know what, maybe comedy's a little bit easier. Like,
that's so wild that you said, you know what, I'm not going into the league. Comedy's gonna be an easier path.
Yeah, I was like, I think because I loved acting, I loved entertainment in general, and so like, I had a unique gift in high school, so I got expelled from public school, and I had to go to a Catholic school, and I was around a lot of people that didn't look like me, and I was able to make them laugh, but also make my own people laugh, and I was like, man, I got a unique gift to make all types of demographics laugh. And so when I got to college and realized that NFL was not going to happen.
Okay, then it was confirmed.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I want to start working, so I started hosting things in college, start doing a couple open mics. Shout out to Pierre. Pierre said he put a platform.
We know Pierre. He was on our first episode.
Yeah. He really opened up a platform for me to try comedy, because I tried the traditional comedy club route with Acme and stuff, and that didn't really go the way that I wanted to as far as getting stage time. And then Pierre was like, yo, I got this thing going on. It was an improv show at the time called Comedy Chaos. And like, that's how I got my first start. And I was like, man, I love this. Because I was hosting everything in college. Like, I was Mr. Funny Man in college. But getting on outside of college, when I graduated, it was like, okay, where do I start? What do I do? Moved to LA because I thought that was the thing to do when you want to do comedy full time.
But you had some success in LA. You were on some shows.
Yeah. So I got some pretty cool opportunities. Background for Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns, which
you do have a very Tyler Perry vibe to me.
Yeah, that's what you've always.
I'm like, if you were gonna be on any show or in any production, it would be Tyler Perry. You have that vibe.
Tyler Perry, you hear that? I got that vibe.
I'll take a cut. I'm not his agent, but I mean, if he sees this or when he sees this. Yeah, I'll take a part 2.
No more.
Okay.
I don't want to be background no more. I want to roll.
Yeah, put him in I'll be background. Yeah. I'm fine with being back. Put me in the back. I don't care.
Yeah. So those open doors, some stuff that obviously that was shot didn't really make it, but I made a lot of connections in LA that I still hold on to this day. And so, my thing is I love making people laugh.
Yeah. I think you also have like a really unique place in comedy too. So for people who don't kind of understand comedy, or really the genres of comedy. There's clean comedy, and that's a comedy that you'll see on like late night shows or on TV. And then there's, you know, comedy Netflix where it's like people are just doing their comedy. But you also do comedy, and like you do clean comedy, but you said I'll take clean comedy and turn it up a notch. So you do comedy in church.
Yeah.
That would make me so nervous doing comedy in front of my pastor and the congregation.
Yeah.
Because they love Jesus, but they love to judge as well.
It is so funny because it's like, you know, that's kind of the stereotype of like the judgy, but it's like when I do a lot of my shows in churches, it's like I like to say I'm the guy that says everything that people are thinking but can't say.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody in church is like, oh, I don't want nobody to judge me, but it's like everybody's thinking they're gonna get judged. But here I am, I'm like, well, I got a microphone, I'm gonna say the funny stuff that we all see in church.
And we're like, thank you.
And so like that's how it is. You know, like I like to tiptoe the line a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
and you do it really well.
Yeah.
You do it really well. So like, it's like anybody could come see you. You could bring your family to come see you. And I think that is something that is unique in comedy because most of the time, don't bring your kids to come see me. I'm going to be honest, don't do that. You're not going to want bring them to see Juice. Don't bring them to see me. But that's really important, right? And like, how important is that to you now that you're a father as well?
I think it's very important. Like for me, it's always been how can I bring joy to as many people as possible? Yeah. And like clean comedy is that route. And like I said, like even if I'm at a comedy club or whatever, still clean, but you know, I do have adult clean jokes. Yeah. So it's like there's different genres of it, but yeah, when it comes to just being able to provide something that people yearn for, because not everybody's built for the traditional stand-up comedy.
Right. Not everybody wants raunchy. Not everybody wants like, you know, what we call is like blue comedy, which is very adult comedy. Right. Some people just want to go and have a good time and laugh, but do it in real life. They want to get outside their house, because you can find stuff that makes you laugh, a sitcom or something,
for sure, at home. Yeah, but going out, getting pretty, you know, being involved. And so like that's my thing. I feel like with comedy, everybody's a different body part. Everybody has a different lane, you know? And so it's like, if everybody's doing the same, driving in the same lane, there's traffic, you know? But it's like, if I have my lane, you have yours, we can collab, but we also are going down the same path. And so that's just kind of how I see it. A lot of my material now in this season is about being a new father. Yeah. And so, you know, I like to create relatable content that people can have. And I mean, and most comics do that. It's just so mine is just, I just don't swear. Yeah. And so I think that everybody has, you know, like I said before, everybody has a lane. And, you know, with mine, I think it's just the clean route and just continuing to crack jokes about things we see on everyday life.
Right, because it brings people together. Yeah. And I think that's like something else about your comedy. It doesn't matter even like if we come from different places or we may not look alike or anything. Like we all got kids, we all had that moment with our toddlers, or being, you know, newly married and learning each other, living with each other and things like, you know, and things like that. Like we can all just come together and like laugh about this stuff.
Exactly.
Even in the house of the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. And it's therapeutic. Like, you know, as a comic, like sometimes you be like, I need to get this off my chest in the funniest way possible, but this is so real. Yeah. And then you're done with a set and they be like, man, you think you're the only person that go through that stuff. And it's like, man, my kid used to do that all the time too. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Or like, man, my wife do that or my husband do that. I'm like, oh, it's not just me.
It's not just me.
Because sometimes we like we go up there and be like, oh, these are jokes, but no, this is for real. But then it's like, oh, but I'm not the only one going through this. This feels great. Yeah.
Laughter is so important, and I think live comedy is so important because we're in it together. You know, like we're in it in the small community, like in this really unique, odd way, in a dark basement. Usually,
no, literally with one spotlight, and like you hit it right on the nail. Really, is like, and that knowing your why is important when you get into comedy. So, because like a lot of people get into comedy and they just want to do it just to do it, but it's like, if you know your why, you'll be able to navigate this industry so much easier. Yeah. And like, you know, part of that is making somebody's day. Like there's no better feeling than when you come off the stage and people say like, man, I lost my parents or lost my child, and like I needed this. You know, and it's just like, man, you get that new like, oh my goodness, and I'm like, that's purpose for us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, especially in today's day and age, like laughter is so important.
And I love that you talked about the why, because the why will sustain you when it gets hard, when comedy gets hard, you know. And when I invited you on the show, because the theme of the show is walk by faith, not by sight, and you were literally the first person that I thought of, because I follow your career and, you know, your postings and the things that you're doing. And every time I see an opportunity, it just like, it feels like you live by that motto, like you really walk by faith.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me a time that you were like, I don't know if I should do this, but I'm gonna step out on faith? And like, what was the outcome? Like, did it work out? Did it not work out? Did you have to pivot?
Yeah, I think the biggest one for me that I love telling people is like quitting my 9 to 5 to like pursue comedy. And so I had, you know, and I'll say there's a pivot and there's a success story. So when I quit my job, that's when I moved to LA. Like I felt like God was telling me like it's time to be serious about it, because you know I was getting opportunities, but I was like, oh, I gotta work. I felt like I heard from God. I was like, okay, cool. If I'm gonna do this full time, I guess I gotta go to the place where everybody's doing it full time.
Yep.
So moved to LA. Like I said, you know, God sustained me in a unique way. Had a lot of great opportunities, but I was struggling.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was struggling. But on Facebook and Instagram, I was telling everybody, like, yep, in LA, doing good. And I was like, I was living in the 2-bedroom with 4 other comics. Like, we was splitting 2 bedrooms between each other.
Wow.
And it's like, yeah. And so, wasn't really working out. Pivot. We had to move back home. And then, ironically, that's when I got offered the job for the Twins host position. So, I was super excited about that, because I came back, I was driving Uber, you know, and when you put on a party like, yep, moving to LA to pursue my dreams, can't wait. And then you got to come back, it's like real quiet. Like people didn't even know I moved back. It was like I picked up a friend on the Uber. I'm like, oh, God. They was like, Jim, what you doing here? I'm like, you was in LA. It was like, oh, yeah, where you trying to go? Like, I was driving Uber, got offered the job, super excited about that. I was like, yes, I ain't got to drive Uber no more. That wasn't the case, because I had to get trained in for the season, so I only worked like 3 games that season, my first season.
How long is the training? There's like 900 baseball games.
Because my mentor, who was the main guy, he was still the main guy.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was just basically a sub.
Okay, so they were kind of like transitioning him out, and you were kind of going
Shout out to Jim Cunningham.
Okay,
Great
shout
guy.
out Jim.
But yeah, so he was still the main guy, so I was only subbing in whenever he couldn't make it.
Okay, that makes sense.
3 games out the season.
Okay.
And so, you know, eventually he retired, and then I kind of got to step up and go half and half with my other mentor, Rusty. But during that time period, I was still trying to navigate, you know, still trying to work rooms. You know, Pierre had this is when Baddies had opened up too. So I was just in there as many times as I could, just trying to work my craft. I would catch the megabus to like Chicago, back to LA. So
you were really on the hustle and the grind in this, but you're like, I'm believing it. I'm just gonna walk by faith.
Yeah,
it's all gonna work out. It's gonna happen.
I was like, all right, I have to put the work in.
Yep.
But I'm like, okay, I'm really working by faith, because you know, in comedy, there's no blueprint to how to do this full time successfully.
Yep.
And so I just was like, my job is to create as many network opportunities as I can, you know, meet as many people as I can, get on as many stages as I can. And so that landed me a spot with Kev on Stage. So Kev on Stage came to Minnesota at the U of M, and he knew somebody that I knew, and they threw my name in the pot. And, you know, I was pretending that I was bigger than I was in Minnesota, because he's like, yeah, we need some openers that'll really drive ticket sales. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know people.
Yeah.
So I created a flyer. I was like handing them out to a bunch of. So long story short, the show sold out. I did a really good job, and Kev took me on his second leg of his tour with Tony Baker and To Hear More. It was a crazy, like looking back, it was just crazy how God kind of like created that path and moved me through it.
And you didn't know, you were just working and taking the opportunity.
Yeah, and it was really like, it was a lot of prayer, but it was really like, like head above water, like, oh God.
Like my arms getting tired.
Yeah, like what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
And then so then once the twin stuff took off, that opened a lot of doors with, you know, corporate events, hosting different events like that. And then the Twins is how I got recognized from the Wild.
Also, hockey?
Yeah.
Hockey?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but I did want to
No,
talk.
yeah.
We want to talk about,
Yeah.
the elephant in the room, maybe?
The major elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then, so from that, you got the opportunity to work with the Wild and do
Yeah.
the in-arena hosting at the
Yeah.
Wild. So how was the first couple times you were there when you were like, hey, I'm Juice?
Yeah, it was different. So like so basically they had seen me at the Twins game. Like some of their, it was like a night out for them. And
Sure.
they were like, yo, I like this guy's energy. Ironically, they came during my favorite time of the year, which is fan appreciation, which
Okay.
we give a lot of stuff away, and that gives me a lot of opportunities to like be my comedic self.
Yep.
Like while we're giving away these major prizes. And they were like, man, we need that type of energy at the Wild game.
yeah.
So they were like, yo, we want to bring you in. Your audition is going to be a live game. In my mind, so this is also funny how God works. Like end of November, December, January, into the first week of February are always my slowest times of the year as far as booking gigs.
Yep.
Like, if you're not doing a Christmas event, New Year's event, that's fine. And
Yeah.
then, Black History Month, we always get booked.
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
always something going on in February.
So like end of Thanksgiving, going into the holiday season, it's like, God, I need something. So then, the hockey season kicks in. I'm like, I'm like, they got a lot of games during this time. And I'm like,
it fills that gap.
So I'm like, man. But then in my mind, I'm like, I know nothing about hockey.
I was going to say, were you a big fan?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. And, the stereotypes of like, it's cold in there, like hockey ain't for black people.
Yep.
But completely wrong. So my first game was my audition.
Okay.
And I was right next to my co-host, Kirsten. She was kind of walking me through, Kirsten and Allie. And they were just kind of like, and I was asking tons of questions. Okay, so what's the substitution? They just subbing in the middle of the game? There ain't no timeout? Like, they're like, they just jump in and jump out. And they're like, oh yeah, they just showing me all the ropes. And so when I was told about the position, they were like, we just want your energy, hype the crowd, be your funny self during games and stuff. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And I realized, I'm like, wait, I don't need to know anything about hockey.
You just have to be
job.
Juice.
Yeah.
Because they're hiring you, not
and then I learned
hockey
real quick
enthusiast.
that I do need to know who the players are.
Okay, that's
for
fair.
Sure, and
that's
how
fair.
to pronounce their names, because I definitely butchered a couple names. And then, I had to do some research on the history, because we do a lot of like throwbacks and stuff like that. So, during my audition, I didn't really need to know that, but going forward,
you got to put the work in it. You got to continue to put the work in.
Understand the game.
Yeah, it's your job. Like I wouldn't show up to my job and be like, I don't know how to turn a computer on. But like, you got to learn these things as you you got the job. Yeah. We know you can do it, but like you got to pick up these things along the way.
And it was like, this is my 5th season. I'm still learning a lot.
Fun.
I'm still learning a lot.
Yeah.
Because, like my whole life, it was just football, basketball.
Yeah.
And then, baseball, I learned that because it's 81 games in a season.
Yeah.
81 home games. So it's like you learn about baseball and players real quick.
But you could be bringing a whole new demographic to the Wild game.
Yeah.
Hockey fans, from my observation, are very loyal. They go to a lot of games.
Yes.
So then I'm sure you see the same people at the home games and building those relationships and networking.
Everything you said is literally how it went. Like, same thing with, I think hockey definitely has the most loyal fans, because no matter how well we're doing, like we always, like it's always packed.
Yeah.
And like tickets are not cheap.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just like,
hockey fans are loyal.
Yeah, and it's like when they say the state of hockey, they really mean that. Everybody knows my name, which is a little bit easier because I'm like the only black guy in there. So
it's not like what's that Bill guy's name? No, it's we know Juice.
We know Juice.
Yeah.
It was a little throw off because when I cut my hair this summer,
they didn't know who you were.
They knew who I was, but they were like, Juice? Like, yes, it's me. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It's always, man, they're some of the dopest fans, man, because it's like, they support outside of that. Like, they come to comedy shows. Like, it was a lot of fans that came to my special taping.
So, Juice, like I said, you have so many moments about like walking out on faith, like that beautiful story, like, and every touch point, it's like, I wasn't sure, but like you were just in the right place at the right time, and you really trusted God for you. Your faith is really important to you, but anybody could trust that yearning. And like, when you're walking in purpose, do you feel like when you're walking in purpose, like it it just kind of like works out for you. Like not saying that you didn't work, because you obviously worked very, very, very hard, you know, and you hustled and you did the work to have those opportunities. But do you think the more you're walking in purpose, you're like, oh, this is happening because I'm supposed to be doing this?
I think like manifestation is a big thing, and you know, like, you know, in the Bible it says write your vision and make it plain, and it's like faith without works is dead. So it's like you got to put work in, but also there has to be a level of expectation where it's like, I'm believing that if I do this, I'm gonna get this. Like, and I'm like, God, you know, hey, if it's for me, open that door for me.
Yeah.
And so that, for me, I never let anything, I don't let no's stop me from continuing to do what I feel like God has called me to do. And like, you know, we probably, in this industry, you're gonna get so many no's.
So many.
You just desensitized to the whole idea of it. And it's like, if somebody tell you no, that is true. I ain't gonna lie. They hurt.
Yeah,
I was like, it sounded nice coming out my mouth, but I'm like, nah, I still get a little in my feelings about a no.
Like, I need a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like we live now in a time where you can put stuff together by yourself. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was doing open mics or like trying to get on the Acme stage and didn't get on there for weeks at a time, I was very discouraged.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, why don't you just put on your own shows?
Just do it yourself.
Yeah, and it's like with the, you know, case in point, your own television show. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things like with my special, like, you know, I pitched my special to a bunch of people and they were like, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna shoot it myself and then show y'all the ending, you know, and then see what y'all got to say about that. Yeah. And so like shot it myself, funded it myself, and then, you know, it got picked up by Amazon Prime, Roku, and then on my YouTube channel. And so like I feel like if you put the work in, then it's gonna come to you eventually. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say like, yeah, now that I do that, everything is all good. Because there's still some months where I'm like,
like, check the couch, check the couch, baby, for some change. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
I'd be like, download Uber. I'm not gonna. They might have to, you know. And but I feel like I've been through the worst of the worst, and God still got me out. So I'm like, all right, I know you're gonna take care of me. Sometimes it just requires a little bit of stillness, of sitting there and be like, all right, let's sit here and actually look at what's the move. Let's reach out to these comedy clubs. Let's reach out to these churches. You know, maybe, you know, because sometimes you enter a level where it's like everybody wants to book you, and then it just plateaus.
Yeah. And you don't know why.
Yeah.
And there's nobody calling you, be like, hey, I just want to let you know everything's fine. You're just not getting booked right now, but it's coming in like 2 months, okay? It's coming. There's no way to know that. And you just have to be like, this is what I love. And I always say, like, I will always love comedy even when it doesn't love me back.
Yeah. Now I'm back into like grind mode, like where it's just like, man, I love stand up, put this special out. People are watching it. But it's like, you still got to do open mics, you know? Yeah. And I started my own open mic, too, on the last Tuesday of every month. Because I'm like, I want to create a space for people, anybody that can come in and try comedy. Absolutely. You got 2 hours, and it's like, there's no bias, there's no priorities, it's first come, first serve, and we just have a good time. You've done colleges and like 5,000, 10,000 people, or you've gotten paid like a lot of money for a show, and then it's like, oh yeah, I can do this for you for $350. It's like, I guess I gotta take it.
Hand me the W-2. I'll fill it out. You want me to report this? Okay, I'll do it. You know,
it's very interesting.
I don't know why I keep doing that voice, by the way.
It's kind of like the standard, like, I need the money. That's like the standard, I need money voice.
Yeah,
like, it's very interesting, and like, you know, but I love the process because I couldn't do anything else, honestly. Like,
I feel that.
I could not see myself doing anything else.
Well, Juice, thank you so much for coming and talking and sharing your story and all of those things. And again, y'all can catch him at Wild's games. You can catch him at the Twins game. But Juice, can you tell everybody where they can see you, where they can see your special, how they can follow you, all that good stuff?
Yes, so you can follow me on all social medias. Well, Instagram at The Real Juice Sutton, TikTok, The Real Juice Sutton, my website, The Real Juice Sutton. The Real Juice Sutton on everything. Like, you just, realjuicesutton.com for the website if y'all want to book me. But yeah, my comedy special is on my YouTube page, which is not The Real Juice Sutton. It's Clown Squad Entertainment, which is the name of my company. And so you can find it there. I make the most money on YouTube. So if y'all want to help a brother put some money in his pocket, go watch it on YouTube. But if not, you can watch it on Amazon Prime for free and on Roku channel.
Yes. It's also free on YouTube. That's where I watched it because
Yeah.
I did read the post. He was like, watch it on YouTube. So I was like, check, my brother.
Yeah.
I will thank you for coming to do my show, and I will watch it on YouTube. So
Yeah.
go watch it on YouTube. It's also free there as well. Juice, thank you so much. Check
Yeah.
him out. The Real Juice Sutton. Type it in. Y'all know how to find stuff. If you can find your 8th grade bully and troll them on the internet, you can find Juice on the internet. Okay. Thank you so much, Juice, for
Good.
coming.
Thank you
This was
for having
awesome.
me.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And cut. Okay, I'm personally so excited for my next guest. I am such a fan. So let me tell you, in 2019, I went to First Ave here in Minneapolis to see Brother Ali perform, and the person who opened had a song called Take My Picture, and I was like, this is my vibe. And since then, I have seen this person at Wild Nights at the Zoo. I've seen him at Art World. I've seen him also at the Vikings training facility. It is such a vibe when you see this person perform. But I'm so excited that he's here on the Khadijah Show. Please welcome Nur-D.
Hey!
Yes, everybody, he's here. He's here.
I did it. I came. I made it. This is a lovely. Look at this couch.
Thank you.
You guys don't even understand. This is nice.
I have pillows.
This is a nice pillow. I feel it.
I got that on Amazon.
Oh snap! Oh, I dropped my mic. That's how nice it was.
It's so nice. The mic literally dropped.
It needed. It was a mic drop moment.
It was
That's
a
how
mic
nice
drop
this pillow
moment.
is.
Yes. Okay, Nur-D, I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
And that I get to know you. So you're hip hop, right? People think hip hop, they think maybe something really specific.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about like what is your vibe of hip hop?
Yeah, I could say that like hip hop comes in a lot of different flavors. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? There's so many different. It's a genre of music like any other. So you can have a bunch of different layers to it. Where I come at it is I like to do. I like theatrical, fun, energetic, positive hip hop. That's my vibe.
Yeah.
Positive doesn't always mean happy. Positive just means positive. It means that it is moving towards something edifying at the end of the day. That's kind of like that's where I put it in the genre.
Yeah.
So I try to say like a positive hip hop, and it's a little different. It's a little kooky.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a weirdo.
We love it.
But I'm out here doing my thing, and it's great. I usually say hip hop for anybody who's ever felt a little bit different is one of the things I do. Is because I felt really different. Like I still do. I'm still pretty different. But like it's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
I absolutely see that because like I've been to like a lot of variety of shows of yours, and the crowds are always really different.
Yeah.
You're born and raised in Minnesota, so
I was born in New York and
you were born-
raised here.
Okay, because I know
We got
that,
two different spots.
Two different spots. Do you consider yourself?
Oh, Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you lived in Minnesota?
Oh, for way more than any. I am so Minnesotan. If I said bag right now, you'd know. If I said bag, if I'm not careful,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear it.
Like if you're in a casual conversation,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
gonna go
it's
get a bag.
suffused. I've said, oh, let me sneak right by you.
Okay. So
That's how Minnesota I am.
I love that. I
You know
love
what I'm
that.
talking
I love that. And okay, so like it really is for anybody. And
Yeah.
every time I go to your show, I always feel better after. Like everybody's having a good time. You have horns. I love horns.
Shout out to the Friendly Neighborhood Spider Band. We're working out here.
Yeah, it's amazing. But then you also have a DJ.
Yep, DJ Hayes on the ones and twos.
On the ones and twos, and you have like backup singers. It just feels so good, and like whatever space you're in, you fill it up.
Oh, thank you.
You fill it up, and it is theatric in like the best way. I always recommend like people need to go see your show.
I think it's a lot of fun. I might be biased.
Okay.
I might be a little biased, but I think it's a pretty fun show.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit like how did you find your voice in music? Like how did you come? How did you get there?
Man, that is a journey, and I think I'm still finding it. As an artist, you're always constantly growing. You're evolving. You're looking at what's coming into your life, and so it helps you figure out what you're going to put out. Right?
Absolutely.
But when I started doing music, I was in rock and roll for a while, actually.
Okay.
Completely different genre. And I just did it, and no hate on the genre, obviously. I love rock and roll. But at the time, here in the Midwest and Minnesota specifically, when I was doing it just, I wasn't a Jonas brother, if that makes any sense. I was never, I was a brother, but I was not a Jonas brother. You understand?
You're like a Wayne's
brother. I was a Wayne's
not a Jonas brother.
Okay. And I was a big cat, and it just wasn't what the billboards were looking for. Yeah. And that put me in a really, it made me really sad. It put me in a really depressive spot because I worked really hard on it. I thought I was doing the right thing. And I was doing all these moves to be very industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the
I get
moves that the industry wants you to do, and it just never took.
Yeah.
And so when I was deciding for myself, I was like, if I'm going to keep pursuing this music dream, or am I going to go find something else to do? I said, well, I'm going to give music one more shot. I love hip hop, something that I've always really enjoyed and really been passionate about. But because I lived in Rosemont, Minnesota, and a lot of people had told me to do hip hop for a lot of my life, I kind of said I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, let's try that and let's be myself.
Yeah.
Let me be 100% me. And then if people don't like it, then I'll know that I made the wrong choice and I'm gonna figure out something else to do.
Because you were authentic to who you are. You're like, hey, this may be a little different, and I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be authentic to who I am. And if you know if people don't vibe with it, then I'll decide what I want to do. But
because it's a service industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have an idea for a weird sandwich, you know what I mean? You might as well just make it and see if people want to buy it. And if they don't, then you know it's a weird sandwich that you just like.
I love sandwiches.
I love me a good sandwich.
You recently won an Midwest Emmy for being on Taste Buds. Just let's round of applause for that.
Thank you very much. It's crazy. I get to tell people when I say I am an Emmy-winning hip hop artist.
Yes.
It feels fun.
It is fun. And I think obviously I'm such a fan of your music, but you actually won this Emmy for doing what I would consider the most Minnesotan thing ever. It is it is the gold standard. People are like, what is the most Minnesotan thing you can do? I think it would be
go to the state fair for sure.
Check. Go to the state fair, obviously.
Yup.
But then to double down on it, eat deep fried ranch.
Deep fried ranch.
On camera and talk about it.
Yup.
So I have to know.
Yeah.
What is what are we doing? How are we doing the deep fried ranch situation? What is happening?
So okay, I know. And this is gonna kill me because I forget the name of the proprietor. So that's my bad. If you're the one who made the deep fried ranch, comment on this and know that I have all the love for you. So I just forgot the name.
Well, we love ranch. We
forgot the name. And I'm actually not a ranch guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm blue cheese, bro.
I do like blue cheese. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take ranch on specific things.
Okay.
Right. So when I got there to have some multiple different things, but the deep fried ranch was the capstone. Honestly and truly.
Yeah.
Because I was there in front of them at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm on camera now. I was on camera then. I'm on camera now.
Yeah.
Actually, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see me on the episode and you see me surprised. That was no BS. I'll be very honest with you.
Okay.
It was actually pretty good. I was surprised at how good it was. It was hot honey, and so they put the accoutrement. Yeah, accoutrement was what I was talking about. And so it was very nice. It was crispy, and it was really good. One of the things that I liked about that time, spending the time with Stephanie and the Taste Bud people, was that again it was getting out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big state fair guy at the end of the day.
Okay.
We didn't have it like that.
Yeah.
And so we didn't go a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I know what I like, and I'll go to those places because I have those locked in.
I'm the same way at the fair.
So I don't really branch out often, which is really what the state fair is for. You know what I mean? Just branching out. And so that episode really allowed me to do some stuff that I wouldn't normally do.
Okay.
Eat some food I wouldn't normally have. I had a pickle lemonade and everything. Deep fried ranch, I definitely, if you get a chance, because that line was out the door around the back.
Well, of course it was. We love our ranch.
Yeah, ranch is no joke. These people were waiting in line. They said, I came to the ranch fair today.
That makes me think maybe I should start selling deep fried ranch at my comedy shows, and then people will just come.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, buy a ticket, get some deep fried ranch.
If you just put that on the flyer, I think people would come just from sheer curiosity alone.
I'm gonna put it on the flyer,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like a fun swappertunity because I'll hand them a bag of Cool Ranch chips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And some oil will be like, here you go.
Yeah, I'll be like, you do you.
Yeah, it's a DIY situation.
It's a DIY situation. You get a good time here and you get an activity for
Look
home.
at that.
Okay, so today's theme is, walk by sight or walk by faith, not by sight, right? So
Yeah.
the idea is sometimes we just take a leap of faith. Sometimes, we just trust our gut instinct or we feel pulled to do something. Sometimes it works out really great for us. Sometimes it doesn't work out right away or at all. Sometimes we have to pivot a little bit. Pivot has been big for this show today.
It's a big pivot.
We have to pivot sometimes. So can you tell me a time that you were like, I don't know if this is going to work out, but I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Or where you just took that leap or that risk?
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely can. I think it's, to do music full time, first of all, was a big move.
Risk. Okay, thank you for coming. That's it. That's the whole
That
thing.
was it.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I left my job, my healthcare job, November 19th, 2019. And I remember because we had Nur-D's popping off.
Yeah.
My whole schedule for 2020 is booked.
And busy 2020,
Busy.
Clear vision. We all had it.
We all had it.
Yeah.
Booked. Ooh, I was ready.
Ah.
And I'm walking out of that place. I'm laughing. I'm gonna swipe out. Bow. I'm out of here.
See you later.
See you later. I will. There's no reason for me to ever worry about anything going on. I'm about to go make a living with people all in the same room, really close together, breathing all over each other. That's what I'm about to do.
Yeah, yeah.
2020 is gonna be great for me.
Everybody wants to be in the same
Yeah,
air.
and it's all gonna be great.
Yeah.
And just like a few weeks later from that, everything starts shutting down.
Yeah.
I remember because originally I was going on tour. There was an artist I was going to go on tour. I was going on tour with, and I couldn't get the time off work. My PTO, I didn't have the PTO, so I told the artist, "Hey, hey, thank you. This is a really great opportunity. But I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it work. And I don't have the PTO." And they're like, "Oh, that's too bad." And I remember I get back to my apartment. We didn't have air conditioning in my apartment, so I got a bunch of fans going. And my fiance at the time, she really sat me down. She said, "This might be the thing, though. It's time. Like this is like this week. You will never be able to be famous unless we take this risk. At some point, you're gonna have to take this risk."
Wow.
And so I just stepped out. I didn't have like a job waiting for me or anything. I just said, well, we have all these shows. I can make this money. It's right there on the books. So I put in my 2 weeks. And then the world shut down. I remember that weekend when we lost everything. It was all one weekend. Like we got all these emails, all these calls.
Yeah.
And then I said to myself, well, either that step out, that walk out, that leap of faith is just going to end me falling, or I got some time in the air. And so what me and DJ Hayes did, we started doing live shows.
Okay.
Live shows from Zoom.
Yeah.
We were just recording off of Zoom and like doing that. We were raising money for other members in our community. We were doing the Minnesota Artist Relief where we were giving out money to people, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're an artist, you need someone to help pay your phone bill, here you go.
Wow.
You need some grocery money, here you go. And it was because of that commitment, I feel, that I was able to really see a growth in my career over 2020. Because it's more than just a leap of faith. I always say, like, the leap is the first, but it's like a continuous steps. You know what I mean? You gotta, because you can leap, but then if something changes, you just fall out. That's just a crash at that point.
And what a story, because you took the leap of faith, you quit your job, you're like, here we go. Your fiance wife now was like, babe, I believe in you. Like, if you're gonna be famous, like I'm here to support you. And then there was something that was completely out of our control that really disrupted.
Yeah, it derailed everything.
Disrupted your leap.
And sometimes I think when we take a leap, we assume that like that's all that we're gonna have to deal with, but the show goes on.
Yeah.
And not everything is up to you. That's the thing. Like I did the right thing, I believe. at that time. With the thing I had on my schedule, my way my calendar was looking, that was all right. It was a good leap. It was still a risk, but it was a manageable one.
Yeah.
But there's always third parties moving.
Yeah.
There's always other stuff. So when you make a leap of faith, remember you're doing that not because the situations are such that it's perfect and you won't fail. You're taking the leap because you believe in yourself.
You had more belief in yourself than all of the noise that was happening that could have, because there's a lot of artists during that time that it took, like, they're like, I can't go on, like, I don't want to keep doing this.
And there's like, and it's
and
real.
That's okay.
And it's like, real. That's good. That's right. There was multiple things that could happen in between at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And not to mention 2020, a lot was happening here.
Yeah.
Specifically. Like I was on the street. Like it was happening. Because I really meant it when I said, like, hey, this is gonna be my last run at this. Because there is so much other things in the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because and now when I think about my life, I think about my choice to be a musician, be an artist, be an entertainer full time, be a professional wrestler even. Like my thought process is like, I have a community that showed up when I needed them. Yeah. So, like, if this is what I'm going to do, A, I'm going to treat it seriously, and then B, I'm gonna trust myself to make that step, to take that leap. Yeah. And it's been great. It's been challenging. Yeah. You gotta maneuver. You gotta keep it. Gotta pivot. You gotta pivot. Yeah. But you
really did have to pivot.
I did, just like this microphone.
Yeah.
Wants to pivot away. I think I'm speaking too much truth.
That microphone is like, this is too much real, too much truth.
I think this mic has a different is a dream. Do you want to be a dancer?
That mic really just went through something.
It did. I felt it. I felt the transition.
I'm gonna make a short about that mic life after a little cartoon like.
It's like you put hopeful.
Yeah.
At the end, like it's Coach Carter. Freeze frame, sepia tone. Mike goes on to live his dream of Juilliard dancing.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today.
I will never, I told myself, don't ever sing on this stage. Don't ever sing on the show.
You can't sing a zero singing rule.
But I'm not going to do it on.
I don't know. I think maybe we sing something. Nah, we got it. It's Chekhov's done now.
Okay, this is fun. Okay. And you're gonna be really good at this. So another thing that I love to do is like I'll just make up songs.
I love that.
I think our microphone might need a theme song. So
snap!
If I'm gonna sing one time this season, first of all, it's gonna be with you.
I love this.
We're gonna do it improv, and it's going to be
ballad up the mic. You're like
okay.
This is a mic and it wants to dance.
Wants to dance.
It wants to go to the south of France.
South of France.
It's gonna make its dreams come true.
Dreams come true.
Even when it's supposed to be amplifying you. Yeah. This mic ain't doing what it's supposed to do.
It wants to dance.
It wants to dance all around the room.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Nur-D, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story and that journey. And what I'm really taking from your story is like, we can do everything in our power to have a leap of faith and trust ourselves and trust our gift. And sometimes things out of our control happen and we have to pivot and we really have to think about that. But that does not mean stop.
It does not mean stop. And it doesn't mean you made a mistake. Absolutely. Just because there are consequences that affect your choice, it doesn't mean that those consequences are because of your choice. So keep moving.
Keep moving.
So often we say because something bad happens, it means I never should have left. I never should have walked. But it doesn't. That's not necessarily true.
And you're sitting here really a testament to that because it's, this is airing in 2026 and you've done so many things since, we've been able to come back together.
Everywhere.
You've gone everywhere. You've done everything. I've seen pretty much every show that you do in the summers in Minnesota because I love them so much. I love being outside and your energy. And so I really task everyone to make sure to go see Nur-D. How can they find you, follow you, all of that stuff?
So you can find me everywhere at Nur-D Rocks on all the social medias. It's NUR-D, Nur-D Rocks. Super fun. You can also still look at nerddyrocks.com to find out where I'm going to be at next. Also really dope. And wherever you get your music, if you type in NUR-D, you'll find your boy. I'll be wearing a different shirt and hat. And I got a lot of cool music. Chunkadelic just dropped not too long ago. So if you want to stream something really fun, Chunkadelic is great for you. It's my 10th ever project. I had a lot of fun. I think you will too.
Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for singing with me.
Oh.
Check out our single, Runaway Mike.
Runaway Mike. Hey.
Thank you so much. And cut.
We did it.
That was amazing. And I sang a song. What an amazing show. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my guests, Juice Sutton and Nur-D, for sharing their stories and reminding all of us that sometimes our wins are just on the other side of taking a risk. And you can take a risk too. This week, write down one thing that you want to do that's a little risky. Walk out on faith. Try it. Because you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Khadijah Show. We'll be back next week with an all new episode and new guests. I love you. I mean it. Goodbye.